Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for this invitation and to enable me to make a presentation. Thanks to the former speakers. Thank you very much. It's always great to see your presentation. I'm here this morning to talk to you about SOQUEM. It's a specific entity we have here in Quebec. It's really an asset in the Quebec mining ecosystem. So what is SOQUEM? We are a state-owned company. We are a subsidiary of Investissement Québec. That brings our financing year after year. We have a junior exploration company, same as Azimut Exploration, but we have the capacity to raise financing for advanced projects, and that allows us to create exploration projects, a bit more advanced projects. It's a pretty solid team with about 25 employees working directly in SOQUEM. Half of them are geologists or geology engineers, supported by different teams in relation with different communities on the field. So we have a very solid team to be able to work on our projects. We have two offices. One is in Val d'Or, and our satellite office in Chibougamau. And I'm just saying, just to say that Chibougamau was evacuated yesterday. I can tell you that all our employees are safe. They were sent south of the province. So SOQUEM's mission is to promote exploration, discovery, and to develop Quebec's mineral resources. Little history. We've been founded in 1965, about 60 years ago. It was an idea of René Lévesque. His main point was to create wealth in Quebec, for Quebec and by Quebecers. So before focusing on exploration activities, our missions evolved throughout the years. At the very beginning, we were producers. We had mines in exploitation, in operation and exploration, and then we created a second plant that was Cambior in 1986, and this Cambior was then acquired by the IM Gold in 2006. So this is our main vision. I'm going to show off a bit this morning. We are considered as the Quebec's greatest mine discoverer. We have 7 SOQUEM discoveries mined to date, and 3 are still in operation out of a total of 22 in Quebec. So we are working with Stornoway in the north of Chibougamau. We have the Iobec mine as well with Aliobium production, and in the Madeleine Island we have a salt mining. All these were discovered by SOQUEM. They are still in exploitation, in operation. So yes, we are doing exploration for gold and copper, but those mines as well are a bit more exotic commodities, to say it this way. We have other projects with a beautiful vision here that we are going to develop over the next few years. The Mobla project, with a partnership with Sayona. I will talk to you about this a bit later in my presentation, for lithium, and Kujimu project on the northern coast in the eastern part of Quebec for rare earth project. So SOQUEM is here to focus on the exploration. It's our main strength, and we are generating projects in Quebec. We are doing exploration, cartography, mapping, and preliminary phases. We are making projects evolving until the preliminary phases, and then we are transferring our project to Investissement Québec. Investissement Québec has the financial infrastructure to be able to implement those projects. So SOQUEM, as far as I know, we are unique in the world. Well, you can let me know if you think differently, obviously, but I think there are no other companies with such a financing structure, an exploration company financed by government. So it's a pretty unique, and our mandate is to represent internationally, because our mandate is to report investment in Quebec by producers. So SOQUEM is representing at the international level our know-how, our different projects to perform investment at that levels. So we're going through the economical cycles more easily, if I may say. So every company in the stock exchange are really impacted, and we are less impacted than most of the other companies. So when the companies have some difficulties, we have good stakeholders and partners, so this opens possibility to auction some projects for companies who are facing some difficulties at that moment. And in the contract aspect, we are always considering that our projects need to evolve, and we are always seeing opportunities to sell or options to participate in those projects. So that's how we manage to go through those different cycles. Our main shareholder, Investissement Québec, has a very long-term vision and strategy on the long term. That proves the strategy. We are not pressed by the cycles. We want to discover new sites, but we want to implement new projects as fast as possible, but we are not depending on the stock exchange cycles. One of our main action plan is to develop new territories. For example, in the 170 road next to Valdor, we want to let those companies to focus on that. We are going to explore new areas close to the infrastructures projected by the government. So our strategy is to leave the territories accessible by the companies who are already specialized, and we on the contrary, go to more difficult territories for exploration and exploitation. So we do not have any limitation. We are considering everything. Zinc, nickel, lithium, silver, gold. I could mention every single commodity, but we are in straight, close relationship with the Quebec government regarding the valorization of those metals and strategical sites. We have been developing that since 2020 with the Quebec government, and our strategy is really focused on that. We are in close relationship and communication with the battery sector to know what would be the next minerals and ores over the next few years. And we are always working for gold. We know that gold used to be the standard. We would have new gold projects, so we are still keep on developing those kind of projects. We have about 50 projects on different steps on different commodities. I invite you to browse our website. We have interactive maps with all the different projects. We guarantee the image of the Quebec government, so we need to be a good corporate citizen. We know that for the last years we've been certified with the Ecologo certification for mining exploration. So for us it was really important to focus on that. We need to be the government image at some point. So the laws and rules helps us to be fully committed and on those prerogatives. We have a mandate focused on the government's strategic visions. So in this year, 2023-2024, it's more than a third of our budget will be invested in this project. We will have this year we have a third of our budget dedicated to those projects. Projects worked in partnership with Azimut, with James Bay, Quebec. I will show you what we are going to do in those projects. We have a project in partnership with Evio Exploration, the Skyfall project. We signed it about 6 months ago. We're going to explore it for nickel, cobalt, and copper, and for the platinum group as well. And some projects are evolving. 100% SOQUEM, Olbers and Beauregard, Estron, regarding nickel and copper, and Etrium as well with Kujibu. So partnership is really in our DNA. I'm going to explain you why. It's pretty simple, actually, because we do not want to reinvent the wheel. For us, the partnership is based on the principle of sharing. Obviously, it's a bit less stressful on a daily basis when we can split the bill in two, if we can say, and we split and share the risks as well, because there's always a risk of non-discovery, and so we need to address all these issues on a daily basis, and we share our expertise. So our objective not to bring a full budget to a company so that this company make the works. On the contrary, we want to really share the geological knowledge and share the predictive analysis. As Jean-Marc said previously, it's a really win-win relationship between both companies to be able to share our expertise and our experiences. So it's there are a huge variety in the aspect and geological level. So we need to share those expertise, and it's really a win-win relationship. So we are keep on working actively in partnership with different companies. About 50% of our projects are realized in partnership with different companies.
So we don't have only one type of partnership. We have several types. I'm coming up with the example of Azimut. We have joint ventures ongoing with them at 50%, but the percentage is not limited. In some joint ventures, we are at 60%, 40%. We also have partnerships with universities and research consortiums. We are open to ideas. We've already had partnerships with service providers, so we're very open to all ideas. Our goal is to get mining exploration to make progress in Quebec, so all ideas are welcome. I'll get further into the detail about our strategic alliance at James Bay that we have with Azimut Exploration. Azimut has done their targeting with their tool that Jean-Marc has presented earlier, Aztec Mine. And this allowed him to target sectors in a predictable fashion that have potential for development. So as a joint venture, we've worked on 6 projects, and 4 of these projects are being developed in lithium projects this year, including Piqua and Pontois, all in James Bay. They will be managed by SOQUEM, and we also have Galiné and Dalmas, managed by Azimut. But on all these 4 projects, they are through collaboration between the teams. So when our teams are on the field, with some members of Azimut will give us a helping hand, and vice versa. So we have that type of collaboration ongoing. And for this year, it's around $3 million that will be invested on the totality of these 4 projects. So these are major investments. So looking at James Bay, the Piqua project, we can see it in the center of this map. Our neighbors, Winsome Resources in the west and Patriot Batteries in the east, have made major discoveries in the last month. So we're in the middle of that map. So we've realigned our exploration strategy after news from their projects. We have a prospective map, so to speak. There's a very interesting discovery potential on a 12 by 13 kilometer section. So we were working on this very exciting project last week. We were evacuated due to the forest fires, unfortunately, but in the next weeks we should be able to get back, hopefully. One of the concentrations announced by Patriot in the last month is 1.89% of lithium over 122 meters, which is major. So we'll do some prospection in our sector to see if we have, if we can strike, if luck will strike as well. So as to the Galiné and Talmas projects, they are in a joint venture, managed as a joint venture with Azimut. So we are east of James Bay. Winsome Resource is in the sector with their Adina project. They also have very interesting concentrations that you can see on the screen. These zones are, so to speak, headed towards us, so we've created a exploration plan to take advantage of these deposits, and we're taking advantage of the discoveries of our neighbors to increase our assets. The example of the Moblin project, the investor is patient, they have a long-term vision, so Investissement Québec, in the case of Moblin, it's a perfect case, so to speak. It was created by SOQUEM in 2001. Most of you were already you know that we were not even talking about lithium at that time. And the government of Quebec had developed the mapping of that region. They had found an occurrence of lithium, but not more than that. So we started working on this in 2001. We were all alone working on this. Several partners then started working on this with us. Now we have an Australian company as a partner, Sayona, that has always been focusing on lithium. They have the only lithium mine operated in Quebec for now. So the partnership we have with Sayona is 60% for them and 40% for SOQUEM. It was operated by SOQUEM until Sayona came into this partnership in 2021, and in 2021, Sayona became the operator of this project. And as of yesterday, we had 8 drilling machines, 8 drills on the field drilling and boring. If my memory is right, in April, a resource estimate was published for the Moblin project, which represents 21 million tons at 1.02% in assumed resources in lithium, and 49.9 million tons at 1.2% in lithium in measured and indicated resources, which is the biggest deposit in Quebec for now. It's the second biggest lithium deposit in Quebec for now. So ongoing, we have more than 60,000 meters of exploration drilling, as well as more than 15,000 meters of condemning drilling. So things are evolving very fast. In the next years, we will be in construction. So in 2025, we're expecting to have built the site and start production in 2027, which means it's evolving very fast, because a few years ago the project was completely set aside. So we've reactivated the project, and now it's going full force. There are around 50 projects in our portfolio. We're very active in transactions. In the last months, or in the last 12 months, we have sold 6 projects. We've bought 4 projects. We have 2 projects in options by SOQUEM. One is a project in option with a partner, and we have several intention letters being signed right now. So we're very active in our transactions. The mining sector in Quebec is evolving very fast. Things are moving very fast in Quebec. We want to be part of that dynamism. We're not sitting on our claims. We want to be part of the dynamism of the Quebec mining scene. This was my presentation. I wanted to show you quickly what SOQUEM is with our history. Now, if you have any questions, it'll be my pleasure to answer you.